Wednesday, 11th October. We do it all the time. Wake it up. Tell them fellas in the house. Share it, share it. Nobody know come here as a surprise. Wave your flag, no man. No matter what them politicians doing, they still we country, you know. Love off, you know. Love off on Trinidad and Tobago, you know. When we fire them and hose down and wash down their parliament and get the essence of them gone, it's all most blessed and beautiful country in the world. Tell them. Years later, boy. 28 years later. Special good evening to all the beautiful people looking on right now. Love off on yourself. Let me tell you now. We talk so much bad news, we forget how much good news we have. We have plenty good news, you know.
Aspiring and achieving with real unity. Believing and nurturing that philosophy.
Wow, so many messages.
I always need you close to me. I cherish our democracy. I'm always to be.
Watching me from Thailand. Good evening, Nick. What time is it in Thailand? Good evening to the chair of the women's arm, Sarah Nabi. Dave Lux. The girl them sugar on the wall. Mash up. Mr. Sinanan. Good evening. To the people who looking on the YouTube feed, we have a running dialogue on the Facebook. And I know that you get a better feed on the YouTube, but they get all this chat. Yeah? Good evening, Maya Khan. Maya is the author, one of the co-authors of our PEP app, PEP. Good evening, Maya. She handles all of... Maya is the person, Maya Khan is the person who handles all of you on YouTube, getting this thing live. So, big up to Maya. Yeah, last night she's editing down. Mark Gaston Johnson gave us an idea, but his came with a strip, an advertising strip. So she's doing what he suggests, an edited version just about the budget points that we raised. So we're gonna, don't let them tell you how to celebrate. Don't let them tell you who own what. Don't make them feel that they could tell you who come here first and who come here last. There's a Trini, like yourself, who vex lost. Tell them I say so. Trinbago, one people under one flag. But nobody, don't distress nobody else. We're taking that. We're not taking that. We're not taking that at all. We're taking that at all. And it is the 11th of October. Wednesday, the 11th of October. Tomorrow evening, the Thursday panel continues. I will be on the panel with Ken Biscombe from Tobago, Suzette Loa is part of our advisory council, and tomorrow we're going to be making another announcement where she is concerned. This evening, today, our Dilwood Raffet became our, Dilwood, do I pronounce your last name correctly? He became our advisor for national security, and big up to Dilwood because he's doing a lot of work on that, and very, very talented guy. We have an advisor for education, an advisor for healthcare, we have an advisor for planning and administration as well as logistical planning. We're going to have an advisor for social development soon. I want you to understand, these advisors are part of the advisory council, and they are the precursor to a progressive empowerment party cabinet. So anyway, so apologies for getting distracted by all of the text messages from all around the world. Some of them that don't realize that we live. No one knew. It was a surprise. I said, let me do something for Trinidad and Tobago now. Let me get them a lover. People jaded and they're not feeling happy, and everybody wants a little foot rub and a little back rub and a little love up. And I want to tell you all something, and not one of the problems this country has hard to fix. There's not one. There's not one problem that we have hard to fix. Not one. Not one. The hardest obstacle to overcome is to fire all 41 of them mocking pretenders in our parliament. As soon as we do that, so, tell me what you want to discuss. What you think is a problem? Last time I gave you all an idea of a PEP budget off the top of my head. This Saturday, noon, 19th Stanmore Avenue, we're having a policy in detail session. Anybody who would like to hear a live manifesto 3 years before an election, 19th Stanmore Avenue, you're welcome to come. Any you want to bring to share with everybody. It's going to be a whole family vibe. The Orange Army, accept everybody. It's a hug up from the start. Come on, you're on board. And I want to say a special good evening to Ali G. Ali G used her vacation time and money to come to Trinidad. Ali's put her time and money where her mouth is. Ali G is building out all the foreign chapters, and she's doing a phenomenal job. And they don't have enough space in my heart to send love for you, Ali. All is yours. You are an ambassador for this country. You. What the rest of them jokers? They have one little thing that I want you always remember. John Paul Nathaniel, yes, a working manifesto is being worked on. This morning, people message me to tell me that they're stuck in traffic and they don't understand how all these years they could still be stuck in traffic. Some people's responses to the traffic were, we like it so. You can't say that, we don't like it so. Some people say that it will always be so, that they think it will always be so, and I think that that's the problem. Because people have never had an alternative. And there are people who come to them and say, we are going to have a solution that never gives you a solution. We give you a solution. Right now, we will engage the private sector, local and international, to build a new seed of a city, capital, a new seed center of a city that is all of the government offices that are in Port of Spain. We're going to move all. We're going to do a joint venture with all of the people who want to do joint ventures with us. We want to build a city using first world standards. We want to be, buildings must come with locker rooms and showers for people who want to bicycle and run to work. You must be able to come to work and bathe and dress and go to your office. We want to use renewable energies and green spaces. The roofs of your building, the sides of your building must have planters. We want that kind of nation, and we're going to lead it by example. Pull all of the buildings, all of the government offices out of Port of Spain. 250,000 people drive to Port of Spain every morning and away from Port of Spain every evening, causing all of the national traffic. That has to be solved, and the fastest way to solve it is to stick a pin in the center of Trinidad and Tobago, and that's where we're going to build New City. And New City, the first things that are happening in the center of New City is all government offices. We build all of government offices there, but we will do private private sector joint ventures to do living, apartment building, housing in concentric circles and nice circular grid pattern. We're going to make sure that there are bicycle lanes. It is designed like the internet. You turn left, you turn right, you go straight, you can get to the same destination. We want to plan it out that way. We want that you step out your building at the end of the day, the pavement's 10 feet wide, they have trees for shade, benches there, not advertising benches, that's just eyesores. We're not killing you out with that. We want a proper living space and working space. It must feel like a campus. People must say, you know what, when I go to work, boy, it feels so good. All around, we will have spaces available for restaurants, for good food, for even bars, drinking, meditation spaces. Come and sit down and relax and chant and do your rosary beads. You have to remember, human beings are not just production drones. Human beings have needs, and we must recognize and respect that. Because if you want quality output from people, you must make people feel good. And that city, well-being of the employees and the people who use that city is going to be job one. So we want to move all of the government offices out of Port of Spain. All of them. All. New city. We will find a name for the city that makes sense. No Nelson Mandela. Listen, homegrown heroes. Let's find a homegrown hero and name it after that person. We'll do it by vote. We'll do it by consensus. Everybody get to suggest a name. We put up all the names on our website. And the names that get the most votes, we come to a short list. We go forward. Once that city built, Trinidad is almost a square. You build an X of roads. An X of roads. Most of the roads already exist. Straight to the city. Straight to the city from wherever you are. South, north, east, west, central. Suck all of the government offices out of Shaguanas. You see this? There are business people who benefit from renting office space to government, whether they use it or not, like One Alexandra Place, for example. But that no longer must be the case. Government offices must spend no money in cities. We must build this city for that. You do not need to go to Port of Spain or to San Fernando. You must be able, wherever you live in, you must be able to access government office. They spoke about that 15 years ago. They spent a certain money and they never did it. You live in a world of virtual reality now. You can pay for anything now. You could go online and find a supplier and shop in China tonight and pay the bill and have it shipped tomorrow and track the goods across the world. That's the nature of the world we live in now. We can't continue to be backwards and then hope to be first world nation. So step one, end that traffic. How are we going to end that traffic? Remove, and listen, this will put all of our people to work. So this will be, we as the Progressive Empowerment Party propose two massive construction projects. But they are construction projects not like the Manzanilla Highway to nowhere that is obviously a scheme, not like that. We're going to move all the government offices out of Port of Spain and out of San Fernando and out of Chaguanas. We want to pull them in the center of the island. So we're going to deal with that. And yes, we're going to do private sector, not government funded, private sector light rail. Private sector light rail. If you're sitting down on money, if you're a Dupre or a Massey or a Sabga and you want to invest in a light rail and run your own business, let's talk. Let's talk. If you don't want to do it, we'll go to China, we'll go to Israel, we'll go to Brazil, we'll go to anybody who wants to do it. America, Canada, England, France, Germany, 187 countries. Whoever interested in investing, come and invest. You'll do a little split with us, you're handling maintenance, and we're going forward. We're going forward. Build that city. Make it possible for everybody to be able to get to work in such a healthy environment. In such we want that space. And when you finish work at the end of the day, you jump in your little car, you head home happy. You know? We want to do 2 major projects. That is one. The second major project is removing the port of Spain, which will free up all of the land between Hyatt Hotel and Movie Town for a Trinidad and Tobago Gold Coast. And that will pay 10 times over the cost of moving the port and of building this new city that we're doing in joint venture with others. When we move the port, we're moving it to a facility 5 times the size so we can unstuff the containers. We're not just moving the port for so, but 95% of the containers that come off the port leaves Port of Spain, drives through Port of Spain, causes traffic in Port of Spain for no good reason. Why are we doing it? Because stupidity prevails, but we are a conspiracy of hope. We are the Progressive Empowerment Party. Everything we do is progressive and visionary that empowers the people. So we want to move the entire port to a much bigger facility, in Point Lisas, and there we could unstuff the containers, which that plan to unstuff the containers dovetails with our maritime security wall to make sure no more smuggling going on, no more guns, no more drugs, no more human trafficking and any kind of contraband. Unstuffing the containers, and the maritime security wall fixes that. And that maritime security wall precludes the need to have OPVs and all this nonsense, all of them fighting over. Sell all them boats. Because what we building, we will build fast interceptor boats between each of the 6 repurposed platforms out at sea, 3 miles out, connected by 360-degree radar. So you don't have to fight up who on shift and who on job. It's happening outside there. Connected by a 360-degree radar. You can watch it live. You could see the traffic. We should have that now. We should have cameras on the lampposts that the government spent $500 million for. We should have that running live on a website that the whole country could look and see where have traffic and what's going on. I want you to be able to look and see the sea. I want you to look and see our people intercepting smugglers. But anyway, that's not the kind of conversation for tonight. When we move the port, we take away 25% of the traffic. When we move all the government offices out of Port of Spain, we move about 50% of the traffic. And when we zone all the schools, you ever notice when school closed, there are no traffic? You ever notice that? When school closed, Anthony Mirage, take a dart, throw it in the center of the island. Hit the center, that is where we're going to put it. We're going to put a new city. You ever notice when school closed, there is no traffic? So when we zone all the schools, all the traffic done. So now the government offices are out of Port of Spain. So all them people who want to come to Port of Spain to work every day, that don't have to happen anymore. And then we've zoned all the schools, so the school traffic done. And we've taken the port out of Port of Spain. So then movement of containers done. And all of a sudden the things start to make sense. Does that make sense? That's just traffic. Driving past the Labas today, the city's dump, Trinidad's #1 I saw. And I was mentioning to someone who was traveling with me, my traveling companion, I said, China built their biggest dump on a purpose-built island to take it away from the people. When you build a dump, you must build a dump that could treat with all of the effluent and the runoff, and you know to separate heavy metals and toxins, and you're dealing with plastics and glass and metal, and you're recycling, repurpose, reuse, repair, reduce, all the re's. And you're dealing with it from that position, but you're making sure that none of the water that's coming out of it goes into the sea or the land untreated. So we're dealing with that as well. But when you clean up the labas, where the labas is now, when you clean that up, you could build a commercial sector there, a duty-free commercial sector to invite international companies, even local companies, to do manufacturing there, to do manufacturing for export. So you're not collecting duty, but what you're doing is you're sucking all that labor across the road, Morfa, Bitam, Lavantel, and Silots. You suck all that labor because we want to build 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 factories doing assembly and manufacture and food and whatever you could think of there, and electronics and automotive. If we get the contract to assemble the dashboard for one brand of car, that is 3 shifts, 24/7, 10,000 people working. Because that's the kind of volumes they put out. When you hear they tool a factory, it means they come in, they shut down work, they say, okay, we have a contract to make 5 million dashboards. They tool the factory for that. That means you show up for work tomorrow, and at your workstation, the tool hanging on it plugged in already, and it have the right socket on it for you to do just your piece. Somebody tell me today, he couldn't believe he went in a United States automotive factory and realized a car comes off the assembly line every 20 minutes. It's amazing to watch. We could get into that action, and we could do and ship back because it's cheap labor, our money cheap. And if we get that happening there across from Beta, Mova, Lavantel, Silots, and suck all the idle labor there, you start to solve all of the problems that we have. Because the biggest part of our problem is our social mismanagement, how we leave so many of our people behind. These people that live in these communities are the forgotten people. And these people, we must build overhead escalators that bring them over the highway into this workspace, this massive commercial zone that we build in, that must have restaurants and all of the recreation spaces for people. More importantly, it must have training academies and schools that these same businesses could use. They could rent a space, classrooms, and retool people, because the same way you retool a warehouse, you could retool all of your people and give them a raise in pay, where a man could go to some extra classes every week and he move up from type 1A to type 1B to type 1C, and every time you get a new letter designation, your salary gone up by about $5 an hour. So every time you're going back home, you're nice, and the family feeling good, and all the children, anybody who want to work, could come and work. I mean, when they grow up and they're of age. But more importantly, it gives people hope. If you give people hope and opportunity, you could get out of their way, you know. Rich Joy said, I will have to compete with Mexico on car assembly. That may be so. But I'm just saying that it doesn't have to be car assembly. It could be putting maraschino cherries in a jar. It doesn't matter. Let your imagination run away with you. The world consumes. The world consumes by the trillions of tons. We could get into some of that assembly and manufacturing action. A lot of it could be homegrown. A lot of it could be things that we compete with the world for. We could compete with the world here. We could do our own stuff. We can make it possible for our people to get a leg up. If you give foreign companies who come into a nation where Trinidad's dollar is 1/7 and we have our minimum wage is 1/7 of what they're paying as a minimum wage, and we have free trade agreements, so I'm sure it benefits Canada and the United States to help us stand up again, because we're right here. It benefits Brazil. We could be a nation in partnership with all of these people. Hell, it benefits China. Work with everybody. Trinidad and Tobago does not have to be this grumpy nation. We just vex and greedy. I don't know why. I don't know why we became this Arapita Avenue strutting bunch of clowns. At what point did that become us? At what point did it become stunting was the national pastime? At what point? At what point did my pocket square and my 3 Porsches, I mean, that real pissed me off to hear these government ministers trying to defend this foolishness. You see, like a thief in the night, the parliament unsupervised doing what the hell they want. They say that if you allow 4 sheep and 1 wolf to vote on what's for dinner, the sheep will lose every time. We are allowing those people in the parliament to do what the hell they want. So they vote in themselves for all kind of perks and privileges. The Progressive Empowerment Party will allow you I thought this was the law, and I want to find out if it changed. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock, I am on radio 104.7 with Robert Amar. And I'm going to ask Robert Amar, because he's good at research. Wasn't it law that you could only buy one of these vehicles every 3 years? How come these people buying up cars at a clip? But I don't know, but we'll find out. But that should be the law. If you get a tax break, and why is it such a massive tax break? These people getting paid $51,000 a month. I heard one of these ministers, I think it was Rudal Munilal, saying he don't get no big set of money to work there. And I want to tell Rudal, quit the job. Nobody is sent for you. We could do without you. We are begging you. If you don't like the salary, 3 lines. There so and so, I resign. Sign, Rudal Munilal. Quit the work. We don't need you. We will get along without you. Trust me. You don't like the salary rules? Quit the work. Quit the work. Don't make fools of people. Don't tell them having a $500,000 discount on a car is a perk on a job. And only buying car to pass on to family member and make profit. They have a man, that's all he's doing, you know. All he's do is buy car from government ministers and judges and people and sell it to other people and make money. Yeah? Somebody sent this to me today. He's our advisor on education. What is the Ministry of Education's official stance on the private early childhood care providers for this new academic year, 2017-2018? It is my understanding that parents are now being asked to pay these private providers, as the ministry has not committed to continue funding these institutions anymore. Parents must now fork out approximately $900 per month for their children to attend these centers. This will adversely affect 282 institutions. One school in South Trinidad already reported a drop by 20 students for this term and now has to release 1 teacher of her duties, and yet no communication from the ministry. I tremble at the thought of having our youngest learners not having the opportunity to have formal education because of a lack of state funding. My God, what have we become? Now, stick a pin in that. What was the budgetary allocation to the Ministry of Education? I found out today that the Minister of Finance, Colm Imbert, I'm not cussing these days. You all realize that's something very prime ministerial. I'm not cussing. But Colm Imbert, your ministry and Robert Amar are asking you this again tomorrow. You bring your fat book with the 2 yellow covers and tell me everything broken down in there. They have no breakdown for the Ministry of Finance. And the Ministry of Finance gave itself, listen to this here, Trinidad and Tobago, because the news ain't cover this. The media ain't cover this, but when we raise things, wait 2 weeks and you see it in the news, and you know that. So you're going to see this in the news. Remember, you heard it here first. Because I want to ask, how could at belt tightening time, at the height of the recession, when Rowley and Imbert and the rest of them walking the town trying to explain why we have no money, why would now, without explanation, with no line item to explain the variation, would the Minister of Finance increase the allocation to his ministry by $1.5 billion? Colm Imbert, tell the nation, what's that extra $1.5 billion for? That you surreptitiously added to the budget. Was it $1.5 billion for Colm? What's it for? I want to know. Trinidad should want to know. Trinidad should want to ask. I say again, the budget should take days to read. When the Minister of Finance announced the Ministry of Finance's allocation, he must go through it line item by line item. So Trinidadians can look and say, wait a minute. You're paying $680 million for the financial ombudsman and we don't even know his name. What does he do? What does his office do? We're supposed to be able to ask that. But we can't ask that because we don't know. We don't know. We don't know what the money is for. We don't know. Somebody sent something today. Here it is. From Colm. Now, if I go to the salaries, reviews, commission report, and we look at the salary of the President of the Republic, his salary is $64,270 per month. I look at the salary of the Chief Justice, His salary is $50,350 per month. These are not including perks. This is just raw salary. If I go to the Public Service Commission, each person part-time $13,000 a month. If I go to the Prime Minister, his salary is $60,000 a month. With respect to the cabinet ministers, the salary of a cabinet minister is $41,030 a month. The Auditor General's salary is $38,920 a month. And a judge, a Pusey judge salary is $37,300 per month. I just want to know, right? Getting into public service is about serving the public. It's supposed to be you at the pinnacle of your career wanting to give back to your country. When did this become a get-rich scheme? When did getting into government means I am now stunting? When did getting into government means Faris, you could have 3 Porsches so you could look like Peter Pan driving around the country, pimping and tipsing? When did this become what public service at the highest level is about? Why do Trinidadians at every opportunity that they take to advance themselves forget about what they are supposed to be standing on? What happened to things like integrity and character and the name that you have and you leave behind? Why would you be arguing to save money on a vehicle that you do not need? What it is about these people that get them driven by so much greed? What it is. What it is. Listen to this.
The plush seats and slick dashboard of a Mercedes-Benz.
You're hearing it?
The sleek exterior of the Toyota Prado. The best comfort money can buy, and for parliamentarians, it comes tax-free. Parliamentarians have collectively saved millions in taxes on their personal luxury vehicles, thanks to exemptions. Yet the government is clamping down on others who use legitimate tax breaks to do the same.
Individuals have taken advantage of the tax waivers on hybrids to import luxury vehicles.
Now you see, all of y'all who don't want me to cuss all your damn out of place, because you hear what he just said. The average person has taken advantage of the allowance for hybrids to bring in luxury vehicles, and obviously it tore at the heart of the empire.
This has caused a significant leakage of tax revenue.
It has damaged the country. Some people have used the opportunity and brought in a luxury vehicle, and it has damaged the country.
And the government is raising taxes on certain cars
to encourage the use of smaller, more fuel-efficient vehicles and to reduce the loss of foreign exchange from motor vehicle imports. I propose to increase by 25% the motor vehicle tax and customs duty on private passenger vehicles with engine sizes exceeding 1599 cc's and not exceeding 1999 cc's.
So, for a certain middle class bracket, not the bottom, not the top, just the people in the middle, the hard-working, tax-paying, the people who keeps the engine running in this country, he's going to jam you.
The head of the Foreign Used Car Dealers Association says that tax will raise prices on cars working people can afford.
Like they would buy like a Nissan Serena, like a X-Trail, like a Toyota Voxy, and a Toyota Noah.
Understand, this tax that he just announced stops short of taxing Mercedes-Benzes, BMWs, Range Rovers, and the like.
The working taxi.
But as government asks people to dig deeper into their pockets, should parliamentarians rein in the tax breaks on their own cars?
All parliamentarians receive tax exemptions on customs duty, motor vehicle tax, and VAT. It's part of their benefits package set by the Salaries Review Commission, and it's been standard practice for about 2 decades. But a TV6 News investigation found that parliamentarians have been milking these tax allowances, using them to buy...
Not these good people, come on, Fane.
And when the SRC tried to clamp down on these runaway exemptions...
Fane Richards, you are talking about paragons of virtue. I will not allow you, Fane, not our parliamentarians, not our government ministers. I will not allow you to say that about them. They would never do that.
3 years ago, parliamentarians rejected the move, preferring to keep the tax breaks unlimited.
Wait,
Many
are you saying, Fame, that it came before the parliament to regulate itself and they chose not to?
The allowances are so hefty, they save parliamentarians half the retail price on a car.
Here's what we know from requests made through the Freedom of Information Act. 1.
Waiter, you're about to hear some information. Calm Imbert, paragon of virtue, holding the empire together like Samson, fighting against anybody who will abuse the ability to evade attacks and get themselves a little benefit of a pleasure car. Calm Imbert, him, Samson.
Position, Calm Imbert purchased 2 luxury cars between 2010 and 2015.
No.
He saved nearly $360,000 in taxes on his Mercedes-Benz in 2010.
That means Calm Imbert by himself. It is. By himself, abused more tax than everybody in the loophole that he said he was going to plug.
That slashed 55% of his purchase price. He paid less than $300,000.
That paragon of
for a
virtue.
car worth
Philip still ain't cuss it. I want you all to notice I ain't cuss
In
yet.
2015, he bought a Porsche Macan. His tax break was nearly $230,000.
What? Not Samson. Not Calm Imbert, the mighty midget holding the empire together. Not him. Surely not.
On those 2 luxury cars, the state conceded nearly $600,000 in tax revenue.
That means Calm Imbert is a liar. And standing in the parliament, he was stunting. And he was using it to promote attacks on the average person as a member of government that he himself was not prepared to bear. And that is abuse of office, at the very least.
On the other side of the aisle, the UNC's Wade Mark bought 3 Toyota Prados in the 5 years he served as Speaker of the House.
3 Prados. Wade Mark bought 3 Prados. 3. When you're a balding Nowherean with a voice that nobody can stomach, much less hear, you need a vehicle to speak for you. Yes, I am getting angry. No, I have still not yet cussed.
On each Prado, he got a tax exemption of over $300,000. Every tax exemption cut the car's purchase price in half.
Wade Mark alone cost this country $1 million in tax revenue.
For 5 years, the state had to waive $1.04 million on Mr. Mark's 3 luxury cars. The PNM's Faris Al-Rawi bought 3 Porsche Cayennes in 5.
Not Faris. Not Faris. Faris is the last of the cartoon characters. Faris is a fairy tale. Faris is Mr. Lovely. All the women who voted for him because he's so cute and he's so lovable. Obviously, surely, certainly not Faris.
On the first, purchased in 2010, tax exemptions saved Mr. Al-Rawi $409,000. That's 50% off the cost of the Porsche. 3 years later, he bought another Porsche Cayenne. It would have cost nearly $900,000, but Mr. Al-Rawi got nearly half off in tax exemptions. On all 3 Porsches, Mr. Al-Rawi saved $1.3 million in taxes.
I refuse to accept Faris Al-Rawi misused his position to make himself a saga boy and cost the country almost $1.4 million in tax revenue. I demand, Fane Richards, that you give Faris Al-Rawi an opportunity to explain his indecency.
Former UNC MP Nizam Bash bought 3 Toyota Prados. Each time he enjoyed a tax exemption of over $250,000.
Wow.
In all, he saved nearly $800,000 in taxes.
Wow. I just like how, I like how Faris saved $400,000, but Nizam saved $250,000. $250,000 is less than $400,000, but it sounds like more. Even when they're doing this, TV6 can't resist. They can't resist it anyway.
senators also enjoyed the exemptions. Former independent Senator Subhash Ramkalawan bought 2 BMWs in 2 years. The state had to forego more than $750,000 in taxes on those 2 cars.
That's why the goodly gentleman knows about money and how to save and giving you advice every morning. $1 million. A lot of these people that talk to you, I tell you already, you know, a lot of these people, I watch this planting seeds or growing seeds or some foolish documentary that they have these 2 little pretty girls hosting. And I want to take it apart, boy. Because I know the story behind all of these entrepreneurs who stunting themselves on planting seeds or growing seeds or whatever. Not one of them is the paragon of virtue. They holding themselves out to be here. But this is Trinidad and Tobago. Here, come now, man.
In a year-long investigation, TV6 News sent a suite of Freedom of Information requests to pinpoint the value of these motor vehicle tax exemptions for parliamentarians. We sent requests to the Office of the Parliament, which pays parliamentarians who are not in cabinet, to the Ministry of Finance, which administers allowances for cabinet ministers, and to the individual ministries themselves. Most ministries said that the information was personal and therefore private. Others redirected us to the Finance Ministry, and ultimately the Finance Ministry said that the information was too private to be shared.
Colm Imbert, Finance Minister, who was willing to put everybody else's business in the road as justification for why he created a tax just for middle-class people. Just for middle-class people, above, below. A gap. That gap for people, working class people. A tax that damages and destroys them. But information on his tax, that is too private.
But a few offices did interpret the Freedom of Information Act very differently, and they granted us access to the information.
The Parliament gave us information on anyone who was not a cabinet minister from 2006 to 2015. The Ministry of Public Utilities, the Ministry of Sport, and the Ministry of Planning also released documents on ministers' car purchases.
I want to give you the information she's not giving you.
But a few offices did interpret
I want to give you. You're not reading it, so I'll read it.
very differently, and they granted us access to the information.
The Parliament gave us information on anyone who was not a cabinet minister from 2006 to 2015. The Ministry of Public Utilities, the Ministry of Sport, and the Ministry of Planning
Alright, continue.
also released documents on ministers' car purchases. In that 9-year period, 86 parliamentarians bought 113 cars using their tax breaks. Those exemptions cost the state nearly $30 million in...
86 ministers, 86 members of parliament, 113 cars, and it cost the nation $30 million. I want to find out the amount of money that Colm plugged by jamming the middle class.
That works out to $275,000 a month, or $3.3 million a year. And that could be a conservative estimate, since many ministries denied our request for information. From the data, though, it's clear that parliamentarians have an overwhelming preference for luxury vehicles with large engines, not the smaller, fuel-efficient cars Minister Imbert hopes the public will buy. Prados are the car of choice, at least 29 of them getting tax allowances in the last 9 years. European luxury brands, BMW and Mercedes-Benz, were equally popular, with Porsche and Audi the third most commonly purchased.
These companies that sell these cars are only in business because of government. Ministers, MPs, government financiers, government contractors are who buy these cars.
In 2016, Cabinet took a voluntary step. They decided not to take state loans to buy high-end personal vehicles because of the country's economic challenges. But while state loans must be repaid, tax breaks are a revenue write-off for the state. Cabinet's 2016 agreement put no limit on the value of the tax breaks for a parliamentarian's car.
So this was your BMW in 2015, yeah?
We showed parliamentarians our information and asked if they think the challenging economy makes it the right time.
Listen to these lovely people. Listen to their responses.
And the position is, what are you buying a vehicle for? When you buy a vehicle, you're actually meant to be using it in your constituency, in your private affairs, etc.
Faris Al-Rawi. You see, I always told Trinidad and Tobago, that golden tongue will come back and lick your skin off, you know, like a cat. Faris Al-Rawi, this is him defending. I am buying 3 Porsches to drive around in San Fernando West because San Fernando West is massive. And that's my constituency. So I have to drive around inside of there. And you could never tell when one of your 3 Porsches will overheat.
Those of us who are elected members of parliament are on the road constantly.
He says that as a member of parliament, he's on the road constantly. I don't know what that means. I read from Joel D'Souza and the rest of the people from San Fernando West. They don't see him. Maybe if he wasn't driving around in his Porsche and walking around in the constituency, they might see him.
You need 2 more after the first one to be able to do your work because you bought 3 by it and it wasn't 3 Hondas, it was 3 Porsches.
Hear what he said?
It's less than
She said, she asked him, if you didn't hear it, she asked him, but why would you need to buy 3?
cost of a Toyota. So what
He says less than the cost of a Toyota to me. So what's the point?
point?
What's the
My
point?
my choice as an individual as to what I buy is my choice.
My choice as an individual to what I buy is my choice. Yes, Faris, that is true. But your tax exemption on 3 Porsches robbed the treasury of revenue. Your Minister of Finance used that as a justification to create new taxes. Why didn't we create new taxes and remove this exemption from government ministers? Why aren't we and the people of Trinidad and Tobago in front of the parliament demanding that Faris and Rudal and the rest of them pay back this money into the treasury? If we are tightening our belts, shouldn't we be tightening our belts as an entire nation? Or is there one rule for one and a different rule for some?
Tell you that as a public servant now in government, I earn drastically less than I do in private practice.
Faris is appealing to the Monilal argument that being in government, I'm earning less. I don't buy that for a minute, Faris. You're in government for a reason. And I don't have access to your business to know what you're doing. And I don't know how much money you're earning. But I want to tell you, miss me with that bullshit. Nobody sent to call Faris. Nobody said, I did not see a memo floating around anywhere saying, please, somebody light a puja, go in the church and light some candles. Please, get Johnny Sukaran to abandon his contract writing, real estate selling, lucrative law practice, and come and write fake law so that the courts could keep throwing them out item after item after item. Faris Al-Rawi is a joke as Attorney General, and that is me being kind. He is the worst Attorney General this country has ever had. This government has actually tried to hire 2 former Attorney Generals to help this one. He like a stick that needs 2 props. But worse, he is saying that because he not earning the kind of money he used to earn in private practice, he want to get these perks. I want to say to you, Faris Al-Rawi, do yourself a favor, do the nation a favor, do shiny suits and pocket squares a favor, and resign.
Proper to look only at the vehicle. One should look at the complete remuneration package of
This is Rudilal Budilal.
the parliament. Contrary to how some may look and how some may dress, you really don't make a lot of money, huh?
Contrary to how some may dress. I don't know. I don't know what he's trying to say about that, who he referring to, he's talking about himself. But the reality of the situation is, again, Rudilal Munilal. If you're not making enough money, if you got into the job and you realize, wait a minute, I thought Tulum selling had money. So I put myself through Tulum selling school, and here I am with my Tulum selling stand, and I'm not making the kind of money I'm supposed to make selling Tulum. Change gears. Change gears, Rudilal. Resign from the Tulum selling business. Leave the parliament. Nobody sent to call you. We could do without you. All your interchangeable. 10 by 10 and 2 by 4. We can't remember half all your name. When you go, you're gone. We don't care. So if you don't like the money that they're paying, leave the work. Don't use it as a justification for high-end stunting and what is amounting to the parliament voting itself privileges that the public does not enjoy.
I don't know that members of parliament, as a member of parliament, make a lot of money that way. This is not corporate leadership. This is not professional, the highest level of professional work and so on.
Rudal, and so on is the gap that you left your brain behind in. Because the reality of the situation is, if they have somebody outside there want to pay you better, leave the work. You've not done anything to date that the people of Trinidad and Tobago could stand up and applaud and say, because Rudy Lal Monilal was in the parliament, we benefited from X, Y, and Z. The reality is, both sides, the PNM and the UNC, have just abused public office, have wasted their stays. Like the children who go into this Separia school where they fired the principal today. Wasting 5 years in that school, we wasting 5 years in the parliament. Every time we put the PNM or the UNC, same waste of time. So Rudy Lal, if they're offering you a work somewhere, brother, go and take it.
Yeah, no, you can't compare members of parliament to specialized doctors, lawyers, insurance agents. One of the few...
Before we go to Dr. Terence D'Alsing, before we go to him, because Terence D'Alsing is a special kind of jackass. You know they talk about in Trinidad, when you see a green donkey, Terence D'Alsing is a green donkey. Believe it or not, his whole role in the parliament is to represent the people he used to work for before. But we will come back to Terence another time. We don't have much time to deal with Terence D'Alsing. But I want to tell Rudy Lal Monilal again, if you do not like the job, if you do not like the perks, if you do not like the salary, if they're underpaying you, leave the work. Stop giving yourself privileges that the public does not enjoy. If as an insurance agent, because you mentioned it, so I don't know if you used to sell insurance, Rudy Lal, but if you could make more money selling insurance, go and do that. If you could make more money as a lawyer, go and do that. Go and do it. Leave the parliament. Leave the people's House of Representatives. Don't force yourself inside of there. Don't fight to get inside of there. And when you get inside of there complaining about the perks and using that as a justification to vote yourself privileges that you're taking away from the public. That is unacceptable. That is devious, hypocritical, double-tongued, deceitful. None of that is representation. All 41 of you should be fired for your deviance.
That an MP gets. We have to dig into our pockets.
Dr. Terence D'Alsing telling her why he just dig into his pockets, and I don't want to know what you do on your own pleasure time, Terence. That's for you. Don't be telling the people why your hands has been in your pockets all the time. We don't care. That's between you and your doctor. But the reality of the situation is, this is one scamp who didn't want to be interviewed. He thought TV6 was going to ask him, Terence, how is your grey hair looking so wavy and shiny today? So he could talk about the brill cream and the coconut oil he used last night. He didn't expect to get caught making an ass of himself, hypocritical to what he says, and hung on his own petard.
We have to dig into our salaries every month.
Again, wherever you're digging for, brother, I hope you find it, but that is not our business.
Money to churches, mosques, mandirs.
He say he digging in his pocket to find money to give mandirs, mosques, and churches, and because of that, he needs a high-end, expensive car where he could save the taxes. See, these sons of bitches really takes and wastes the last ounce and shred of patience that the citizens have.
Every carnival group, I have to go to the chamber.
People to make the sacrifice too. Shouldn't you take the leadership part beyond the $2,000 salary sacrifice? These values are much higher than $2,000 a month. I think you could agree there that these tax breaks are not breaks that people get. They can't afford, and it slashes half the price on.
Well, we will have to look at it through the whole public service because PSs also get tax breaks. Traveling officers. So
back in 2014.
Wait, we forget the rest of the interview. Because head of the Jackass clan, Green Donkey himself, Dr. Terence D'Alsing, yes, I'm making a joke. He's the doctor of putting his hand in his pocket and digging. Dr. Digging, he want to tell the nation that because permanent secretaries and traveling agents get a tax break too, he should get one. And quite rightly. You see, justification is a defense for this level of criminality. Because the reality of the situation, Dr. Diggin and the rest of them don't care about you. They don't care about you. They want to stunt and pose and pretend that they're nicer than nice. He wants to be able to dig all over the place. And he wants to look nice doing it. But the reality of the situation is what Colm Imbert said in the parliament and what Colm Imbert is doing in real life contradicts each other. So which one is the truth, Colm? Should we, the people, which includes you and Dr. Diggin and the rest of them, Rudilal, Budilal, shouldn't, and Faris Peter Pan and his 3 Porsches, shouldn't it include you all? Shouldn't it include Daryl Smith and Bo Tiwari? Shouldn't it include every one of you now? Shouldn't it? Shouldn't you be tightening your belt as well? Shouldn't you be doing what you say that everybody should be doing? Shouldn't you be giving your share of the taxes? Shouldn't you be paying your share of the taxes? Why are we as the people of Trinidad and Tobago being victimized by these wolves in sheep clothing in the parliament? The reality of the situation is Colm Imbert's budget was a waste of time. Colm Imbert's budget hit the people that could least afford it while giving rank and privileges to those who don't need any assistance. This is a government and an opposition very much concerned with taking care of their own business. And we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, we have to realize nothing happening in that House of Representatives is in our best interest. They are not voting to make sure that your children get a proper education or that when you need health care that the hospital's working. They're not voting farmers into farmland so food prices could come down. They're not voting for that. They're not interested in voting for national security to protect you and your loved ones. They want to dig. When you're voting, you don't think it's time? I find Tyrone sounding tired. He's singing this to you every night. He's saying to you, when you're voting, vote them out. She asked the man, why you think that you need to benefit from a $500,000 tax break? And he says, so he could afford to dig. So he can put your hand in the pocket and dig. Rudilal Munilal say if he was outside selling insurance, he'd be making more money. Faris, who has a constituency, San Fernando West, the size of China. So he need not 1 or 2, but 3 Porsches to help him make it from end to end. God have mercy on his youthful soul. Colm Imbert is buying every single week that passes, he's buying a new vehicle in the hopes that one of them will make him taller. The truth of the matter is these are all small men and women. And if this information didn't come into the public space, he would have been, as the Minister of Finance, allowed to lie to you and tell you why you have to pay more tax. And he pay no tax at all. Vote them to hell out. Get ready, now, man. Get ready to lock up shop. Get ready to take a break. Say, you know what? Say, I stock it up. Sardine, corned beef, macaroni, saltfish. And one thing that if current going to stay, a filling bucket. I'm going to take jam. I'm going to take jam. I want to stock up all my medicine. I want to stock up candle and matches because I want to take jam when they push back. We, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, the reason we, the Progressive Empowerment Party, had resisted and rejected the UNC stunt of a shutdown Because that shutdown had nothing to do about the budget and everything to do about trying to make Kamala and she crew look relevant, but they're not, under no circumstances. When we vote this band of jackasses out, we don't want to vote the last band of jackasses back in. The Progressive Empowerment Party is the only political organization in this country completely disconnected from the financiers, and we will remain so. We will be beholden to the people of Trinidad and Tobago alone. And at the end of the day, you have to decide, Jackass 1 or Jackass 2 or something new. You get to say. You get to say. Stock up. Stock up. They don't care. They do not care. $30 million in tax breaks. But he bring a law to save $3 million. They don't care.
If for 30 years you voting them in, and there's only chance as soon as you win, they give you big words and enslave your soul, promising you roads and giving potholes.
Somebody posted they down in the Mosquito Creek, they had 5 potholes. But like they hire somebody that they pay him by the hole because they only fix 4. Like they only pay them for 4. So the 5th pothole still there bending rim. Come on, man.
If they are the reason why
Come on,
the
man.
economy won't sprout,
When you're voting,
if it is the passing laws that them alone can flout, when you're voting,
if they're passing laws that them alone could flout, if a car that is more than 1,599 cc's but less than, how much you say, 2,700 cc's, the man fit it in a gap. It's like they take the time to bend you over, pull on your pants, and let me tell you something now. What that tax was a grease only for people at middle class. This government has declared war on the middle class. How much do you need to see again after somebody cuff you 4 times? It's not if you're in a fight, you're in a fight. How much does it take for you to know? How much does it take for you to see and know and to realize that the problem the country has, the real problem the country has, the problem that needs fixing more than anything else is to fire the government.
if it is the building ISAs, east, west, north, and south, they say where you vote them in,
Vote them out. Fire Colm,
register and
fire Faris, fire Dialsing, fire Rudilal, fire Bash, fire Tiwari, fire all.
our country.
Today I'm in Grand Bazaar, and one of them former government ministers, he walking past me, not Grand Bazaar, and having lunch. He walking up to the table where we sitting, and he watching and he seeing and he thinking, maybe this is me. And then he realized that it is, and he didn't know if to put out his hand to shake my hand or not. So I just give him a nod, because they don't know. They don't know what we know, or what I know, or what my position is. But I want to tell all of them. I want to tell you, when in doubt, no, pass me straight. They don't have a single yellow and steady or red and ready that I consider friend. Not one. Not one. All of you, if you're not directly stealing, you're contributing to the theft. You're a conspirator before and after the fact. The Bible says the upholder is worse than the thief. You have the opportunity to stand up. And that's why, Stuart Young, I want to tell you, for all your protestation, you're holding up a corrupt and evil empire. If you really want to be a man of integrity, stand up and fling them paper in the air and say, I didn't sign up for this. My family name on the line. Call yourself out, brother. Let's put our country. Well, you want to call? Take a little call if you want. 682-2110. I can take 2 calls. If I get it, I'm taking it. Today I said, we need a Department of State, an independent Department of State that penalizes all utilities and telecom providers for failing to provide what they are billing for. We need every citizen to have a water meter and bill on the meter, because plenty people getting WASA bills that not getting the money that the bill say. Hello, good evening, you're live.
Good evening.
If you listen to me on the phone, you will hear me. If you listen, you see, let's get caught. If you call in to me, do not listen on whatever device you're watching me on. There is a delay. So you have to listen to me on the phone. Mute whatever you're listening to me on if you get through, because there is a delay on the system, between the phone and the system. So in the live, call me 682-2110. Call me if you want to add anything to the conversation. Please be respectful. When you call, say where you're calling from, what country or constituency you're calling from. But the truth of the matter, the reality is, so whoever was on that call just now, if you're hearing me and you want to call back and just listen to me on the actual phone call and not on whatever device. But come back to this. Put water meters. Let us make sure we are creating laws that are distressing the poor. Tomorrow night on our panel discussion, we are going to take that budget apart and show you how it is going to impact on the people of this country of Trinidad and Tobago. We reject that budget, you know. The Progressive Empowerment Party rejects that budget. And we're going to ask you to come out and support us. Hello, good evening, you're live.
Yes, hello, good evening, Mr. Alexander.
Hi, good evening.
Appreciate the show tonight. I like the attitude, and I'm the one that posted you can get more bees with honey than you can get with sugar.
I hear that.
And I like that.
Where are you calling from? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from New Jersey.
New Jersey. Welcome to the show, my friend. So are you?
I've been listening since last year, so I'm not new.
So you're a pepper. You're a full-fledged PEP member.
Yeah, well, I'm marinated right though.
Ali G. Look up Ali G on my friends list. Ali G is in charge of all of the foreign chapters. She's based in New York City, and she will help you out fine. Yeah?
Definitely.
Thanks a lot, my friend.
I'm supporter and I believe you, and I like what you're aiming for, and I'll be behind you all the way, brother.
Thank you, my friend. Yeah? Thanks a lot. Anybody else who would like to call? 682-2110. We get messages from Maracas Valley, St. Joseph, from somebody who is very much, who has things to say, but afraid to call. Yeah, catch more flies with honey than with sugar. He meant vinegar. Catch more flies with honey than with vinegar. I think that's what he meant. But this is the truth, and our reality doesn't change. That we need to confront and resolve all of these problems that we have as a nation. Because if we don't stand together, that's when I say dog eat me food. Somebody message me and say, you mean dog eat me supper. Can make a man despondent. If we don't stand together, we will fall together. You are watching what is going on around you. You are seeing that the people you elect to office to represent you are using your faith and your trust to take advantage of you. If the parliamentarians do not voluntarily surrender all of the benefits of all of those tax exemptions, we must fire them. We must fire them for that. Faris say he have to drive around. He had to drive around San Fernando West. He had to drive around San Fernando West, and because he's a member of parliament, he's not in the parliament, he's not in the MP office, he's driving around. And he need 3 Porsche to drive around. Because when he's a stunt artist, you have to stunt in style. And Peter Pan, all of them need firing. They need firing with contempt. You must terminate the reign. It is time. It is time. It is way past time. I hear in one member who Kit Rowley gave her work because she was handing out bags. That is what Olivieri was doing. Olivieri was handing out bags in some expo, and Kit Rowley passed, and because she had a nice smile and she was pleasant to him, the man made her a minister. And she's standing up to talk about the other side, who just as corrupt, just as diseased, just as stink and dirty as the side she in. She's an MP because she smiled at a political leader. That is all it takes. That is the qualification process. She was the first to get the axe because what she brought to the conversation was nothing more than a smile. And at the end of the day, you need a little bit more than that to be a government minister. I remember when Patrick Manning had appointed Howard Chinley as the Minister of National Security and said, all a man needs is common sense. But Howard Chinley didn't bring that to the equation. Howard Chinley didn't have common sense. These people have benefited from political association. Political association, that's not common sense. That's networking. That's a different thing. That's a different thing. Thousands of people in this country are murdered because we do not have a social management policy. We do not have a proper education policy. These clowns don't know how to treat with these children who bully one another. We want to throw them out of school. We want to bring police for them. Like, that is a solution. You just move them from one system. You just move them from the failed education system to the criminal justice system. You failed twice. You failed twice. You failed twice. We do not have a social management policy. We do not have an education policy. We do not have a national security policy. We have plenty talk, spend plenty money, and have hired jackasses who all they do on your time and on your dime is stunt for people to see. Faris like pulling up on the avenue. That is what it's for, Faris, and I know. Stunting on the avenue, stunting by Siam, stunting by, what's the name of the one in the residence? What is it called? Stunting, full-time stunt artist, Peter Pan, Johnny Sukaran. Nobody send and call you from your lucrative law practice. Quit. Go back. Rudy Lal, go and sell insurance if that's what you want to do. Quit. Go back. Terrence, take some time off and dig as much as you want to dig in your pockets. Dig whole day, whole night. Stop coming and taking advantage of the people and then blaming the people for it anyway. Tomorrow evening, we have a panel discussion that will destroy that budget that Colm Imbert stunted in the parliament. And we will destroy it for the nation to see. But after that, you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, you have a responsibility because you now have to decide, am I going to roll over and take more stick and more licks? Or am I going to stand up for myself and my country? Because the moment the people of this country are ready to stand up for this country, we will fire them. We will fire them. We will fire Kamala and we will fire Keith. We will fire Rudal and we will fire Colm. We will fire all, the yellow and steady, the red and ready. We will fire every single one of them. Hello, good evening, you're live.
Yes, good evening, Philip. What is going on? He has broken the law by buying 3 vehicles in 3 years. You're allowed 1 vehicle every 2 years.
Is that the actual law?
Yes, that is the law. You've broken the law right out and don't get down. And he's saying, what is the point?
So you're sure about that? Because if you send...
That's what you're allowed, yes. If
no,
you continue playing the clip.
I
continue playing the clip with DR thing. He said what the law was, right out, Kaveh Richard.
But you see, I don't know how he would have been allowed to evade the law then. How then did... Who...
They do it outright. They teach him outright. They teach him on both sides of the party. And the body, we got locked them up and nobody locking up nobody. So they just teach him anyhow they want.
So, but I want to ask you a question. So the company that sold those Porsches has a responsibility to remit the taxation on 2 of those 3 Porsches to the state. Yes?
Right.
So they were supposed to collect full funds for those vehicles and remit the taxes. If they didn't, it is this.
Good point.
Yeah?
Good point.
Yeah?
Point.
So let's find out because I want you, if you could, put your hands on the law, send it to me as a private message because I want to see we're on the radio tomorrow at 11 o'clock and we want to light this up further. At the end of the day, this is unacceptable from our public leaders. Yeah?
All right. Give somebody else a chance.
Thanks a lot, my friend.
40 people.
Thanks a lot. Yeah? That's the truth. Anyway, we're running along and we're standing strong. Our finance committee, led by the indubitable Sharon Wilson, has requested, she and they are expanding the fundraising committee, that part of the finance committee. And if you have any experience in fundraising, if you have any experience in event planning, if you would like to get yourself involved in the Progressive Empowerment Party, if you are already a member and you were wondering what you could do, this is a good opportunity to get involved and to assist them in fundraising. Fundraising will be a full-time 24/7 endeavor of this party because we will never be beholden to big shot financiers. Let me say it clear. You can walk up to us and hand us $1 billion in cash. We take in all, but it can't come with strings attached. So if you're bringing it with strings, hold your strings. Take any money. Yes, if you would like to assist with the fundraising committee, Felicia Holder, Diana Kelly, or you could message Shari Wilson directly on this thread. You should see her name. She's on my friends list. You could find her easily. Or Felicia Holder, who's the party chairman, and Diana Mariam Kelly. She is the head of the membership committee. You can reach out to any of those three and let them know that you would like to get involved in fundraising, event planning. We are having a Pep and Parang event on the 25th of November. You will get more information about that. It is in Maraval. We promise you the next public event we will have will be somewhere in Central or South. And we know it's going to be some kind of carnival themed daytime blocko or something. So it gives us all the opportunity to fund the party and get together and socialize with each other. The full team, the full clip, and the members. So, yeah, thanks all of you who are with us tonight. Tomorrow evening, 8 o'clock, that budget response panel. You don't want to miss that. Spread the word and tell everybody, get ready. It'll be broadcast right here on this profile. I also have, and I want to tell you all that, I also have a personal, what they call a fan page, and that exists as well. I'm going to put the link into this thread, and I want you to click like on that, because if ever something happens to this profile that I broadcast on, it shifts to that. This doesn't affect the YouTube people. We also broadcast live on YouTube. You should go to YouTube and just get a message here. You should go to YouTube. You go to YouTube and subscribe, so you'll get the notification. If you download the PEP app, PEP on any of the app stores, it is free of charge to download. We do not charge for that. But listen, all of you who pay attention to this show, all this work that we do, I want you to understand, we need your help. We do this, we make all of our own contributions. We work really, really hard at building this party. Where we are in 8 months is amazing. It is unheralded. It is beyond belief. The party is massive now. It is a worry to the others. We're frightening them, and it's 8 months old. We need you to come on board in your numbers. Just get orange, man. Stop sticking. Stop waiting. Commit. Jump in. Get involved, because it is your numbers will build your party. We need funding. $20, $30, $40, $5,000. Write a check. We pay rent. We pay for all the goods and services that we need to operate the party. This Saturday at noon, 19 Stanmore Avenue, 12 o'clock, open to the public. All people who are members, who are interested in becoming members, come and join the party, meet the team, meet the family, meet the executive. It is a complete open floor exchange. You get to come and have your say. You get to come and ask questions. At 1:30, we are having a policy discussion meeting. You can stay on. It will still be open to the public, but it is going to be very detailed as to what our policy positions are on the important things and all manner of things. And you're welcome to stay for that too. Yes? So, until tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock, stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.